Okay.
Ready to go. All right. Good.
It's looking promising. Interesting. I've got Dane in my pool.
Well, I'm glad I
But I
got him
didn't
out
want to.
first.
Yeah, I didn't want to start with him.
I did.
Okay.
All right, that's it for me.
Me too.
20. All right. Seven, 2, 4, 5. And Dane can control her because he has +1 direct influence against men and man factions, which is
Yeah, so I was going to
nice.
utilize. Oh, no, I wasn't going to utilize that, but yeah, okay. And I've got 4, 5, 6 character points.
All right, you want to roll? Okay. Ugh.
Oh. Okay. Let me just see what you've got here. So you've got Bjorn with the horn. So that gives him 4. Oh, no, the 4 was for factions, yeah. So I'm to conclude that you're going to be going to borderlands, border holes, and getting factions.
You're catching on.
That's what it says in the book.
Yes.
And Heath's only got 7 bodies, so you've given her a shield to help
Correct.
protect her.
She's a ranger. Bjorn is a ranger.
Yes.
Eowyn is a scout. Dane is a diplomat.
Got all the bases covered.
Right.
And I've got 2 rangers, the brothers, and a couple of diplomats. So
Yep.
you're not probably sure what I'm doing. But I've got lots of free GI, so I'm pretty safe.
That's nice.
All right.
That's nice.
What do I pick up? Okay. Okay. Okay, so I'll throw out a fellowship.
Ah, there we go.
Right
out the gate.
More. I want them to have good prowess because they've got some tough stuff to do. Just check my cheat sheets. I've got to get to there. Okay. Alright. Untap all. I'm organised.
I was thinking again about how long you and I have been playing with just the wizards, and I'm not complaining. But what I realized was I've played more with you. I've played more games with you with just the wizards than I think I did when the game first came out.
I don't know.
Because the dragons came out pretty quickly after it, but during the time that it was just the wizards, I was collecting it, but I didn't have anybody around to play at the time. I ended up getting a friend in, and teaching him how to play, and so we started playing, well after the first set had been released. So you and I are playing.
Mm.
We're getting more game time in with just the Wizards than I had prior to that. So it's interesting.
Yeah. So I don't feel like I haven't got to the point where I'm thinking, I've seen every card and
Right.
it's just got boring or something. I'm still getting familiar. I know part of me wants to move on and see the other cards, but part of me thinks if I do, I might never get to know some of these cards in this first set.
Right. Well, there's no rush.
Yeah, that's what I think. They're all out there.
It was just kind of an observation. I thought, I think I've played more with David than I did before the Dragons came out.
There's probably a few people in that position that haven't played very much of just the Wizards. Or probably most of the people playing now.
Yeah.
They either new to it and they just playing with everything, or like you, they started. Yeah.
Well, I like this way. I like starting and going back through the phases of the sets. So no rush.
I'm lucky that you're willing. Yeah. I don't know how many people would be willing to do it. Like, say for example, Vasta, I get the impression that he almost hates playing anything that doesn't have dream cards in it because he's just seen so much.
He's a definite dream card junkie.
Yeah. So I don't think he would be willing to play me.
Probably not.
Wizard ongoing.
Yeah.
All right. So no long events.
Okay.
Into the movement hazard. I reveal that I'm going to Lorien, so I've got to do region movement.
All right.
And I'll avoid
the Borderlands. Okay.
And it'll be 2 each.
Well, since you're not moving through any Borderlands, I don't have anything to play right now. I did, if you did move through the Borderlands, I did have some creatures I could play, but instead, we're gonna put.
So you've got nothing key to Wilderness?
Not in my hand.
Okay.
So I've got to play. I got to go to my always backup and play some Corruption.
I didn't see that. Right. Oh, and through the Wilderness, yeah. So that's...
And we'll put that on Gimli. And that's it.
Okay, so you'll have 4...
4 checks at 3.
Yeah, 4 checks at 3, and the lure is if you gain an item. Okay.
But now his fellowship gives him a +1, so he really only has to make 1 check at 2. You could tap one of the 3 characters for 3 of the 4 checks and make it automatic. And that 4th check, he has a 2 that he has to beat with a roll or with a card.
Yeah, well, I won't be doing anything at the... So do I do these checks? Do I go back to hand size or do the checks? Which do you do first?
The end, I think you do the checks first. The checks first.
Yeah, so I'll tap the 3 guys.
So that each one for
3 at 2.
Yeah. And then he's got 1 left at 2 now with the fellowship.
Yep. Let me think. So he's got 3 points, but the fellowship means he gets +1. So
he just doesn't need to. He needs to not roll a 2.
How many checks do I need to do?
Well, you have 4 checks, but that's why you tapped 1 character for each of them, because
which gave him
the fellowship offsets the elf stone. So it's really as if he's just checking a 2 corruption point check 4 times for the 4 wilderness. So for each of 3 of those wilderness, you tapped 1 character to make it automatic. Now the 4th wilderness, he has a check at 2.
Yep. I couldn't get it right in my head. Yeah.
That's okay.
So let me just go through my mind how you did that. So you said it's a corruption check of 3. I've got a fellowship, so it's a corruption check of 2. And I tapped a guy to make it automatic for 3 of them, but one of them
The
I've
fourth
still got
one,
to do the CC2.
the fourth one you have to check.
Okay.
Good.
All right. So he's arrived there, and I've got to go back to hand size.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. I've done that thing again. This is going to come out, but I didn't mean it to. Oh, where'd it go?
Oh, it just moved to your there. Yeah, moved in your hand.
Yep. Okay, so side phase, nothing happens. End of turn. I don't think there's anything I really want to discard, so I'll just give you the discard.
All right, I will discard 1 and draw 1, and I'm done.
And it's over to you.
All right. So we're going to do pretty much the same thing you did and just move to Lorien.
Mm-hmm. And I'll start thinking which 2 hazards I'm going to play.
All right. I think I'm organized. I think my points are all correct. I've got 14 general influence used, so I've got 6 free. So we'll go ahead and move.
Yep.
And we'll use the starter movement. So I'm gonna go this way.
Oh, why is that?
Just because you can't key to the High Pass or the Anduin Vales. You can only key by name to Root Hour or the Walden Foothills. There's later cards that penalize you for moving through the regions, through the mountains by name. But it doesn't really matter. You can play key to any of those if you want. And you can draw 2. And I have a hazard limit of 4.
So how did you so the starter movement means you just typed out.
Yeah,
I typed it on the Lorien card. Yep.
I typed it like it was region movement, but if you do a /P on the card on a haven, like I'm going to do /P on Rivendell.
It does both, doesn't it?
It does both, yeah.
Yep.
It does both. So that makes it a little confusing. So
you said, but if we weren't using voice, you would have had to type starter movement.
Yeah, I would type in that I'm using starter movement, right?
Yeah, okay. Yep. And so because it's starter movement, I can only key to
Root Hour or Walden Foothills by name.
Yep.
But you can still key to Wilderness. You could play the Great Goblin because he can play when you move from Rivendell to Lorien. It doesn't matter how you get there.
Ah, okay. Yep.
And then you can play ambushers and things like that too.
Right, so checking what I've got. I'll go Lure of the Senses. Seeing as they're like you, I've gone for the ones that have got a point already.
That makes sense.
And so that's my... Oh, no, I've got a 4.
You got 4. You're so used to me playing with hobbits.
So I've got some creatures, but I was sort of thinking there's not really much point in playing them unless it's I want to get them out of my hand, because you're moving to a haven.
Right. If they're powerful creatures, they can do some damage, but if they're not, they could give me points.
Yeah, so I don't think there's much point. So I'll just go no more hazards.
Okay.
I'm at hand size.
So I've got to get rid of a couple.
Oh, so this lure of the senses is good because you'll be at the haven. That worked out well.
Yeah, I'll have 2 checks at the untap phase.
Yep. Oh, so actually, I could have played. I've got the balance of things. It might have been worth playing, but I'm not going to play it.
Go ahead. If you want to play it,
there's an argument for having played it because I know you're going to. I was thinking I won't play it because I'm not forcing a check. I didn't think it through. I want to try and.
Go ahead, play it.
I know. I've decided not to take things back because I want to. I want to force myself to anticipate these things.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just one of those timing
things. Would you agree
things.
that there is an argument for that?
Absolutely.
Even though they're only CC3s.
It would take it up to. They would each have checks of 4 with the balance of things because what it would double would be the 1 point item. Yep, and then they'd have a 2 point corruption from a 1 point item, or a 1 corruption point item, plus the lure, which is another 2, which also triggers the untap check.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next time. All right. So you've given me the EOT. Again, I don't actually need anything. Okay, done.
A couple of exciting first turns.
Yeah.
Just moving to the haven.
Yeah. We're holding our breath. Untap all. Now, this has worked out well. What I've got in my hand is a rescue prisoners, which I've decided I'm going to play in conjunction, and I've anticipated trying. I've got 3 in my deck, and for each of them I've got an item or an ally that I'm going to try and play with it to get the both at one side. But as it turns out, I have got an item to go with it, and so my plan is to go for the items to Mount Graham or Shelob's Lair. So Mount Graham. Oh, well, that was back up. I would have been better to have stayed where I was, so I might head towards Shelob's Lair, which is 1, 2, 3, 8, 5. Okay, so I can't get there.
No. You can get there from starter movement.
Oh, can I?
Yeah.
Ah, right. Oh, I always just look at the map now and count the regions. So if I look at
every site is 1 starter move away from a haven.
Oh, okay. So Shelam's there's there. Direct that into my hand. That. But I've got these blimmin' lures. That's the thought. If I tap them.
So you can try to remove them without tapping and take the -3 to your roll. Which, if you're not going to tap them, there's no reason not to at least try it once with a minus.
Yeah, so I'm just thinking I've got to get to Shelob's Lair with 2 characters untapped to play an item and rescue prisoners.
The lure of nature is the easier to get off because even if you don't tap, you just need greater than a 7.
Yeah. It would be good to get rid of that one. Yeah, so my thought was I've got to leave 2 untapped, and then if you play something like, is it River, that makes me
tap a ranger?
I can't do anything. Yeah,
right.
I actually need to keep 3 untapped. I need to keep one of my rangers untapped as well. I can afford to tap one of them, so yeah, so I'll try. I'll try Legolas tapped.
Okay, so he only needs to beat a 4.
Yeah. So 4.
Got it.
Yeah. And I think I'll leave Gimli untapped. So
he'll need a 9 or better.
He'll need a 9. Yep,
Greater than 8.
Greater than 8. Greater than... Oh, yeah, because it's 5 plus 3. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Come
Who
on,
knows?
Gimli.
I might do it.
Nope.
No, not even close.
Well, that's good.
Right,
you didn't waste a turn tapping him because it wouldn't have gotten the card off it anyway.
Yep. Okay. Right, so we're at the end of the organisation phase. So I'll play Fair Travels in Shadowlands.
Mm-hmm.
So the site path, and now this is something I was looking into. I think so. This site path is actually not necessary.
That is your site path. That is your site path when you're moving starter movement. It is the site path on the card.
Okay. But if I was doing region movement, it would be my region movement site path, not the card.
Correct.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So Gates is not in play, but at least it reduces the hazard by 1.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm organised. I haven't got any long events. I'm going to the movement hazard. I reveal that I'm going to Shield's Lair and it's starter movement /P. So there's a cast of thousands.
A little bit of everything.
And it's 4 for you and 3 for me. Oh my God. What have I done?
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
So three hazards.
3 hazards.
I'm ready.
I want to break up that fellowship really bad.
Nothing friendly about this game.
Well, I'll do this. I'll go after...
Put some corruption on Gimli?
No, let's go after Legolas with a Slayer, keyed to the borderland. So this attacks like the assassin. It's 2 separate attacks of 1 strike against the same character. So it attacks Legolas, and then it attacks Legolas a second time. I get to choose who it goes after, and you can tap 1 character in the company to cancel one of the attacks, or you can face them and maybe get 2 points killing it.
Is a Slayer a man?
Nope, it's a Slayer. That's the most weird thing, but it is not a race of man. And so a Dark Quarrels would not cancel that.
You're looking at my hand. No. All right, so tap 1 character, the same kind, cancel one of these attacks, but that would bring me down to 2.
The first thing I would do is I would go ahead and face the 1 attack that I need to, because if by some misfortune he loses and he dies, you haven't tapped anybody else to waste to cancel the second attack.
Okay, so it's 4 versus 11 because he's already tapped.
Right. All right, 8. He beat it. He beat the first one.
So it's worth 2 points. So yeah, so I think I will
do another 4 versus 11. A 7 will tie it, and he'll be fine. An 8 will score you 2 points.
Oh yeah, well a 7 is 52%. So or is it 58? 58, I think it is. Yeah. Okay.
A 6 would wound him.
Yeah, I'll take a chance. I'm after the points.
Go for it. There you go. Nice.
Great. Okay,
so that's 2 kill points.
Yep. And still 2 more to come.
Yeah.
That was the wrong thing to press. Okay, what else?
All right, this is a man. This is an abductor. And it's keyed to the borderland.
And it's a 10.
It's only one strike, but if it wounds somebody, they don't need to make a body check. They're discarded. He grabs them and runs off with them.
It's worth 1 point. One strike at 10.
And you get to pick who faces it because it does not have the attacker chooses defending character. Oh, and we forgot your fellowship. Your fellowship is giving everyone a +1 prowess.
Oh, yeah, that's handy. Yeah, so that makes it if I tap one of my fellas, it's a 6 against 10. Mm-hmm. And it'll only be if you play a river on the 3rd hazard that I'd be in trouble. The odds of you having a river, you definitely would hold it back if you had it, I'm sure.
It's always fun to me. It's always fun to hear the thought process. Trying to guess what the other person is thinking or doing, or what they've got.
So if I go untapped on the 6 back to a 3 versus the 10, so I might, or I could cancel it with the Dark Quarrels, but that would be useful for cancelling the orcs at Shelob's Lair. So more to think about.
And remember that the fellowship will boost you when you are facing the orc auto attack. If nobody dies here or is discarded by the abductor.
Wounded. I don't want to be wounded and have a character discarded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel it.
I thought so.
Dark Quarrels.
All right. And I will play 1 card on guard. And it's not a river. Because that can't be played on guard.
Because it would stop me doing something at the site. And right. You can't do that.
Right.
Yep.
So that's it for that. And
okay, so I need to go back to hand size.
I get rid of 1.
Okay, I'll go back to hand size. So into the site phase, and I'll enter the site.
So that does not reveal it's not a creature, and it does not affect the automatic attack.
That. So 2 strikes at 8.
And everybody has a +1.
Yeah, so...
And the brothers have a bonus against orcs.
That's why I picked them. That's right. Yeah, that was my thought. And
so they're each 7s against an 8. Down to a 4.
So they'd be automatic if they tapped.
They'd be down to a 4 if they don't tap, and they'd need to roll a 4.
So I can afford to tap one of them. Because I only need 2 characters.
Try the other one first. Try the untapped one first.
Yep. Okay. So Elra here is so what we say. So he's
up to a 7, back down to a 4, not tapping versus an 8.
Yep. 4 versus 8. Yep.
Good. Now you can tap the other guy.
And he's automatic.
Yep.
Okay. So Rin. So since Gimli's got that corruption on him, I'll tap Elra here to...
Okay, remember that the lure of expedience will trigger when somebody plays an item, but you do have the fellowship, so he's only going to have a check at 2.
Yep.
All right, I will reveal the on guard card. It's agreed. So that makes everyone else make a check as if they got the item instead. So until the end of the turn, each non-hobbit, non-wizard character at the site must make a corruption check each time an item is played at the site. The character playing an item does not make the corruption check. When a character makes one of these corruption checks, it is modified by subtracting the corruption points that the item would normally give the character if he controlled the item. So Gimli would have to make a check as if he had the Hauberk of Mail. So that's a 1, 2, 3, 4 corruption on him, -1 from the Fellowship. He would have to beat a 3. And everybody else is safe.
Right, okay.
And he's also going to have to make a check at 2 with the Lure of Expedience. So a check at 3 for the Greed, and then a check at 2 from the Lure of Expedience.
Yep. All right, well, I'll do that now. So he's got a CC3. We'll do that first.
Mm-hmm. Good.
And then CC2.
Go, Gimli.
Yep. So I can score the item.
Yes.
2. I can tap the site. And I can play rescue the prisoners on.
Right.
So I click on the card die and then click on Gimli.
So first you face a spider attack.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That's okay. And the Shelop's Lair is the place to play it because you're getting a spider out of the way. So it's 2 strikes with 7. So Gimli has to take 1. But he's a 5, 6 with the Fellowship. Down to a 3. So he needs a 4. And we'll put the other one on Aladan. He is a 4, so he just needs to beat a 2.
So it was a 3 versus.
So he needs a 4. Gimli needs a 4 to keep from tapping.
Yep.
Got it.
Yep.
And Elro here needs to beat a 2.
Elro here. Oh.
Because he's tapped. So he's a. Oh no, he doesn't need to do anything. He's a 4. He's back up to a 5 with the Fellowship, so he's automatic. Yeah. But Gimli can now tap to take the rescue prisoners. You can click on the rescue prisoners and it will play on him.
So that's it.
So that will score when will score when you store it.
Yep.
He won't. He basically. So you found some prisoners that were in the spider's trap. You fought off the spiders. You rescued the prisoners. Gimli's got to carry the prisoners back to a border hold, a freehold, or a haven where he can unload them and score his points.
Right. Yep. Okay. So I go to the end of turn.
Mm-hmm.
Do I want to discard anything? Nope. So I'll just draw the hand size. Give you the acknowledgement.
All right.
Oh, well, I'm happy. That's my first sort of attempt at a rescue prisoners.
Nice. Yeah, you played it well. And
a bit of help. But
making the corruption checks was good. I had another creature I could have played on you, but I figured the greed was better to maybe break the Fellowship. But we'll see.
I like it.
We've got a game ahead of us that I've got to break that Fellowship. Huh. All right. We find another guy. Bard joins the cause. We're down to 4 free general influence now. He doesn't give me any extra. But before he comes in, I need to do my corruption checks. So Peace has 1 check at 3. I think I'm just going to roll that. And Bjorn has 1 check at 3. I think I'm going to tap Eowyn to make it a check at 2.
Okay.
All right. So now Bard comes in, and I adjust my general influence, and we're gonna go ahead and move.
So you're not going to try and remove them.
Oh yeah. I do need to remove them. Thank you. I was gonna lay my card out, but then before I would push organized, I would definitely see that I've got corruption that I need to try to remove.
Okay.
Bjorn, the lure of the senses. He needs greater than a 6.
Yep.
Tapping. Got it. Just got it.
Yep.
And Peeth will do the same thing. Greater than 6.
Yep.
Lucky.
It's better.
Lucky. All right. I think we're
tapped
good.
3 characters.
Yes,
you're leaving a haven.
Leaving a haven. So we go to the moving hazard.
So you're going to be doing something this turn.
We're going to the Dead Marshes.
Okay.
So that's the starter movement, which is
Daggerlad.
1 wilderness and 2 shadowlands to Daggerlad. You can draw 3, and you have a hazard limit of 5 that you can play. I'll draw 2.
Draw 3, yep. Right, what have I got? Hazard limit of 5. Right, I will play. Hazard limit of 5.
Will you turn that light off?
Okay, I'll play Orc Warriors key to the. Oh, I could key. Oh, yeah, key to Wilderness. That's the only way I can key it.
Okay.
So that's 3, it's 7. So if you don't cancel, I choose the 3rd, don't I?
Yeah. I think. So it's 3, it's 7. I think we'll go ahead and let you assign the 3rd one. We're going to go to Dane and Bard, and then you can assign the 3rd strike at 7 prowess to whoever you like. Eowyn tapped is a 1. Peeth tapped
that's what I was thinking.
Tapped is a 3.
She's got the lowest, so I'll assign it to Eowyn.
All right, so we'll face that. So Eowyn is a 1 versus a 7. Boom.
Yep. No problem.
He's a 5, and he gets +2 against orcs. You know what? Let's not tap him. He's a 5, +2 against orcs is a 7, down to a 4.
Yep. Too easy.
And then over here, he will tap, and he's a 3 versus a 7.
Yep. So you score that.
Score that.
Okay, so So for the second one, I'll hit you with another Orc Warriors.
I thought there might be more. Where there's orcs, there's always more orcs. 3 versus 7. All right.
So
Yeah.
I've got to assign 2, do I?
Yeah, you get picked 2. I picked Dane, of course.
Well, I'll go Ewan and the Bard.
Yeah. All right. So she's a 1 versus a 7. Not good enough. Body check at 7. Got her.
But she wasn't worth any points.
No, but
just whether you wanted that scout.
Yeah. All right. He is not tapping. He's down to a 4.
He's a 3. 4, yeah.
He's got the +2.
+2.
Tied it.
Ooh, just.
Yeah. And Bard is a 2 versus a 7. So no points there, but you did eliminate one of my company.
Alright, so next, that's 2. So I'll play the Lure of Nature on Beyond to get him up to 3.
Yep.
And I'll play the Balance of Things.
All right.
To get him up to 4. And then for my 5th, I'll play a Corpse Candle.
Corpse Candle.
Yeah, it was coming.
All right. Corpse Candle. I think I've got a check that I've got to make here. So he's got a check at 4, did we say? The horn doubles to 2, and the Lure of Nature is another 2. So that's 4. And he's also going to have to make 1 check for the lure moving through the wilderness. All right.
Oh, does that happen at the end?
That happens at the end of the movement hazard phase. Yeah, he will have to make that check. So for the check from the Corpse Candle, Peeth has 2. I'm going to make her corruption check first.
Oh, yeah, it does happen, but very rarely.
Okay. And now for Bjorn's, I'm going to play a friend or 3 and make his check automatic.
Yep.
So now Dane can fight the Corpse Candle, 1 strike at 7. He's going to tap. So he's a 5. So he just needs to roll better than a 2 to get the point. All right.
So that Corpse Candle discards.
And now...
Oh, no, sorry. No, you got the point.
Yeah, I got it.
Yep.
But now that's the end of the movement hazard phase, right? You played 5? But Bjorn makes a check of Lure of Nature up 4. And I play another friend or 3.
Oh, okay.
I was wanting to save those because I know there's more corruption coming. But I don't want to lose Bjorn. All right.
No. So no more hazards.
So I draw back up.
8. Next movement hazard phase.
And we'll go to the sight phase. And we're not going to enter.
No.
So you can discard and draw if you like.
Okay. Just thinking. Okay, I'm done.
All right. So Gimli will stay tapped. I know he untaps automatically when you push the untap button, but he does need to stay tapped with the rescue prisoners.
Oh. Yep.
And he can also make his check to remove the lure of expedience.
He makes it tapped.
Yeah, he never untaps until that rescue prisoners is stored. So no choice.
So it's just a greater than a 5.
Greater than an 8. Because he's tapped.
Greater than an 8 because he's tapped.
He can tap to remove the lure of expedience.
But he's not tapping.
That is greater than 5. But he's already tapped, so he has to take a -3 to his roll.
Okay, yep. I thought it was too good to be true.
So greater than 5, but -3, so you need to beat an 8.
Yep. I can do this. Not quite.
Not quite.
Okay. Alright, so I can play my Gates of Morning now, can't I?
Yes, you can play it at any time during your turn. Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's played. Yeah, what have I got here? So if I didn't have any marshalling point cards, I would just go back to I would think of just going straight back to a haven.
But you can store the rescue prisoners at a border hold or a free hold too. And nobody's wounded. If you have a faction, like if you had I have
got a faction.
The Rangers of Ithilien, or the Men of
I've got Men of Northern.
Let's see.
Which I think, can I get there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, not quite. 1, 2. Oh no, yes. 1. No, I can't. Ithilien, Dagalad, Southern.
Yeah, you got
so that'd be 2 anyway. So there's probably an argument for going to the haven and then doing starter from the haven. In case I get wounded in transit. Yep. Alright, so but I have got some fair travel, so can I utilise one of those? Sure. Yeah, if I use my fair travels in wilderness, that'll reduce the hazard limit. Yep.
By 2. When you move back, right? Because you're moving through 2 wilderness.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
So it'll reduce it from 4 to 2.
I like it. End of the organisation phase. There's nothing else before I finish. Nope. Okay. So I'm organised. I've got no long events on the table to come off, no new ones to go on, and I've got to face the balance of things. So that means I'm still doubled, yeah. Anyway. Alright, movement hazard.
Alright.
So it'll be.
So the nice thing is you can't play a lure of nature on a dwarf. So Gimli will not be triggered to moving through wilderness to make corruption checks, even if I had a lure of nature in my hand, which I don't. But I'm going to draw 4 cards for Shelob's Lair and see what I get.
So you get that twice. That's nasty.
Yeah.
And I've got to draw 3.
3, 4. I'll supplement your balance of things with a trader. But that's all I have. So I have to go back to hand size.
I'll go back to hand size. So we go into the side phase. Oh, you're still
I'm
going
good.
back.
Oh, I still have one. I'm sorry. What to get rid of? I like all of these cards.
But the trader, the trader is just for me. It's not for both of us.
The trader is for both of us.
Oh,
The next
the next
character.
character.
It doesn't matter who.
Ah.
Anytime it triggers is when the character fails. Doesn't matter whose character.
So you're back to 8.
Back
So
to 8,
the side
yes.
phase. Nothing happening in the side phase. Do I want to discard something? Yeah, I think I will. I'll discard that one. Draw one. I'll give you the EOT.
All right. I think I'll keep what I have.
Done the done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sure.
It says
I haven't got
EOT
highlighted. Maybe I hadn't done my EOT discard. No. Oh, I hadn't clicked into it. That was the problem.
It's okay.
Okay.
All right.
That's it. Sorry about that.
No problem. All right.
So it's only a 4 for the lure. I'm going to split.
No, I'm going to bring... Whoops. I'm going to bring my wizard in.
And once again, that's one of my wizards.
Ha! Well, I had both of them. I had 2 in my hand, so I just decided to go with him because he gets the bonus to the corruption check.
Right. So again, I've got to wait for my other wizard to appear. I'd say it becomes a bit earlier this week.
All right, Bjorn is going to try to remove the lure of nature without tapping, so he needs greater than a 7.
Okay.
No.
No. But he's not moving, so it won't trigger.
He's not moving.
You got something you want to do there?
We're gonna discard the lure of nature with the cock crows. Since Gates of Morning is in play, I play the cock crows to force the discard of 1 hazard permanent event. So the lure of nature.
Hang on. So yep. Oh well, that's good because I've got a cock crows.
Yeah, that's what it does.
I should have used that.
Use it next turn.
Yep.
But do like I did and make the roll first at a -3, and if you get it, then you can use the cock crows for something else that comes, like the trader.
Yep.
All right. So we're organized.
So the balance comes off.
The balance comes off.
Oh, I'm relieved. I'm worried about Gimli.
All right. So 1 company moving, 1 company not moving. Let's do... Yep. Gandalf is going to move second. We'll do the company at the Dead Marshes first.
To stop me drawing.
To let you draw. You can draw... I mean, you can play up to 4 on them.
Okay. And it's 3. Draw 3.
No. Because I'm not moving.
Hang on. I'll put them back in my play.
Uh-huh.
And I'll just shuffle it.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, at the end, the reason I did them first is because I did play Gandalf and I played the Cock Crows, so I have 2 fewer cards in hand. So if I do them first, I'll draw cards before I draw cards for Gandalf moving. So it lets me draw more that way.
Okay.
But you can play Key to the Shadowhold or play more Corruption.
Okay. The Shadowhold Corruption, right.
It's an undead auto attack.
Okay, so no hazards.
All right, so I'll draw back up for them. And now for Gandalf, he's going to move to the Southron Oasis. And he came in at Helland because that's the nearest haven. So he's using starter movement. And you can draw 2, and I can draw 2. And he has a hazard limit of 2. Excuse me?
Oh, in Haronda. Oh, I was just checking where it was. It's in Haronda, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can draw 2.
So double wilderness, coastal, free domain, and he's moving to a border hold.
Alright, so I'll play... moving to a border hold. Alright, so I'll play Orc Warriors. Key to... it has to be wilderness.
Right.
3 at 7. 1 at 9.
1 at 9. If he doesn't tap, he's down to a 3. He needs a 6. Yeah, we'll try that.
Bit of a question whether you're wizard.
We'll try that. So he's a 3 versus a 9.
Yeah. Yeah, should be right.
Got it.
It's a nice point. And I'll play Lure of Creation.
Good.
At the end of in a turn where he moves to a haven, right? So that doesn't trigger at the moment.
It's just a hard one to remove. You got to roll greater than a 6.
No more hazards.
Okay, so I've got to go to hand size and discard that.
My fair trails and wilderness can come off.
Okay, so I've gone back to hand size. We're going to enter the site. Gandalf is going to go first. He's going to tap and bring in that big faction. So it's greater than 8, and because he's got 10 free, it's automatic.
Yep. That's a good score.
Yeah, that's a big score. Now, the reason it's worth so much is because it's so far away from where you start. You got to get, you got to take at least 2 turns to get there. Or Gandalf, like he can pop in and do that. But he scores 5 faction points. And then at the Dead Marshes, I think we're going to go ahead and face that. We'll enter. It's 2 strikes at 8, and we'll give them to Bjorn and Peeth. So he is tapping. He's automatic. Peeth is a 4 and a 5 with the shield, so she's a 5 versus 8. Tied it. And Dane will tap to get Doran's axe. And that's 4 points.
And three corruption.
3 corruption. So that was a 9-point turn. Actually, more than that, because I scored the warriors, the orc warriors, a 10-point turn. 5 in faction, 1 in kill, 4 in item. And you can discard and draw if you want.
Yeah. Where does it? Does Northern Rovanian? I'm just looking up to see what's on the card for the side path.
Mm-hmm. So from it would be 2 wilderness and 2 borderland probably. It probably goes through Walden Foothills and then up into Anduin Vales and the Woodland Realm, and then over into Northern. So it's probably wilderness, borderland, wilderness.
Okay, draw. Done.
All right. So Gimli will stay tapped. But he can store the prisoners. He does not need to make a corruption check because it's not an item. So he can just score it into his point pile and give yourself two miscellaneous points. Now, again, what I would do is I would try to roll that Lure of Expedience off without tapping.
Yep.
And if you can't get it, then maybe the cock crows.
Yep. So greater than 8.
Uh-huh. No.
All right. Well, I'll use the cock crows.
Right. Yeah, that before they came out with the Marvels Told, which lets a sage remove a permanent hazard event. The cock crows was the way to do it.
Okay. Okay, so I've got another fellowship, so I'll bring that in.
Yeah, why not? And actually, if you click on them, it will let you put it on a character. It doesn't matter which character, but it's an easier reminder that they're over there.
Yep. Okay.
And give him the other one too.
Yep.
Yeah. Happy little group. Happy little group over there.
Yeah.
They're +2 prowess, +2 corruption modifier. Now if he comes in with them, the fellowship's going to go away. Are you joining
him? No, I'm
going
to put him separate.
Okay, all right, good. I was going to say, what you could, if you wanted to... Yeah, he can't come in at Lorien anyway.
So he can only come in at the Grey Havens or Rivendell.
Right.
Yep. I've got nothing over at the Grey Havens, so you go to the Rivendell. I'm just thinking what else the other guys are going to do. Or in fact, what he's going to do.
He could sit there and wait for another character and bring him in for extra marshalling points. Sometimes if you don't have anything for him to do, like Gandalf came in and went and got the big faction, but if he didn't have anything to go after, I would let him sit and wait a turn or two to bring in another character with him before he went running around. That was risky what he did.
I have got something. I can. I've got Gollum and the Men of Northern Rovanian. So So Gollum would break the fellowship.
Gollum would break the fellowship if the fellowship group brings him in. Yeah.
So
anytime.
Palando for Gollum. Yeah.
And he could get there from Rudauer easy if he starts at Rivendell. It's a 2 wilderness move to the Goblin Gate.
The Goblin Gate's in the High Pass. And I want Northern Rovanian. Will they come in? Lake Town.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
So I've got a fair travels in Shadowlands, so would that help with the High Pass? No, so it doesn't help with either of them, unfortunately.
You're not moving through any Shadowlands, so that's actually...
Alright, so I'm organised. There's nothing happening there. Oh, so that traitor, yeah. So I actually used it to remove the lure, but I could have used it to remove the traitor as well.
Well, you're sitting really good because you've got those 2 fellowships. The traitor is more dangerous to me right now than it is to you.
Yep. Alright, movement hazard phase. Now, because I've only got 5, I'm going to pick up cards on my first one. So I've got to feel that I want to protect my fellowship more, so I move the wizard first.
Okay.
I think. To Goblin Gate. So
right.
that's a /P.
So I'll draw 2.
And 1. 1 for me, yep. And it's, 2 hazards. Double wilderness.
There's 1. Two.
If he's at a haven. Ooh. Each character in play must make a corruption check.
Yeah, including my own. So when I tap that, everybody on the table makes a corruption check.
Okay. Alright, so draw back the hand size. Go, just... Now the guys are going... Oh, so I can discard that.
Mm-hmm.
So Lake Town from there is... So I can use the starter movement.
Right.
/P. And it was 2 and 2.
Yeah, I'll draw my 2. So I have 4 I can play. You double fellowships. That's annoying. Oh. Let's play that. The Ambusher, key to the borderland. So it's 2 strikes, attacker chooses. I think we're going to go after Gimli. And... Well, it doesn't matter with the other guys because they're all... We'll go after Gimli and Legolas. So Gimli tapped is a 6. He's tapped, so he's a 4, and he's +2 from the fellowships. So he's up to a 6.
I've just noticed I've got a Dark Quarrels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would work.
Let me see. So he's tapped, so he's a 4 versus 10. And Legolas.
He's actually a 6 with the 2 fellowship.
Ah, 6.
He's a 5, tapped down to a 4, back up to a 6 with the fellowships.
He's a 6, yep. And Legolas
is an 8 if he taps.
He's a 7, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. He's a 7. You're right. I don't know where my math is coming from.
So it is a chance potentially to get a point because they're only going to be... I only need 1 guy untapped for the men.
Right.
And it's only a greater than a 6, and there's no enhancers because it's men +1. I haven't got any men.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I'll have a go at this. Yep. All right. So I'll go face attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 1. Next character. So let me just do it in my mind again. So he's a 4 + 2 is 6 versus 10.
Right.
6 versus 10.
Come on, Gimli. Bad roll. Nah.
Hey. Next locale.
Oh yeah, you did next
Other.
character. You didn't do other locale.
Okay. Okay, there's no reason not to tap him.
So he's a
Which makes him a
7.
10. Sure, he can do
So a
this.
4 will get you the point. Got it.
Yep. Okay. That was a 1, wasn't it?
Yeah. All right.
So you still got 3 more.
We'll play
Is
an
it?
abductor, also keyed to the borderland. This is the one that's only 1 strike at 10, but if it wounds somebody, they're discarded.
Okay.
And you get to pick because it does not choose.
1 at 10. Okay, well, I think Elra here will have a go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Face. And he can tap.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, he'll tap. So that makes him a 7 versus
A 10. Yeah.
You're making me roll.
I'm trying. You got it. I really, if I can trade a couple of points and bust up your fellowship, that's a fair trade. But I don't have any more. I've got nothing more to play on them.
Okay. So I've got to go back to hand size. So I'll get rid of that. Get rid of that. This side phase. Now, my original plan.
Use the dark quarrels at Goblin Gate to get Gollum.
Yeah, but it's a shame I haven't got another character because I've picked up a rescue prisoners, so I could have.
Yeah,
I could have done both, but now I guess I'll just do Gollum and I'll just wait for.
You could wait
I've got
another
another
turn.
card.
You could play the rescue prisoners on another turn. Your second turn. You could sit there for a turn.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then do the rescue prisoners on your next turn.
Because you'll untap. Yeah.
Because you'll untap.
And that doesn't matter if the site stays tapped.
Yeah, the site you have to have the site tapped to play the rescue prisoner, so the site will stay tapped.
Oh, okay. It's just that I can't do it in one turn.
You can't, right? You don't have
character.
enough there to do it in one turn.
Yep, I'm with you. All right. So, yep. Okay. So, I'll mouse over Goblin Gate and say that I'm going to enter.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll play the Dark Quarrels to cancel.
Right.
The auto attack.
Good call.
And I'll.
Oh, you need to adjust your hand size to 9 because you've got Palando playing. You should hold 9 cards, not 8. I meant to remind you that at the beginning, and then you were doing other things, and I held my tongue, and I forgot to remind you. So go ahead. He gets Gollum. Nice.
And it's a small company at the moment, so he'll get his ability coming in. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
and you've actually got another kill point too. You've got 4 kill points.
Oh, okay.
So this is where you squeak past me in points.
All right, so that's them done, and then the other guys will try to play Men of Lambden.
Do you have a friend or 3?
Roll. No.
Okay, it's not bad. It's not a hard roll.
Greater than 6. Yeah, you'd hope you're going to get this.
Yeah.
So score. let's say, tour.
Mm-hmm.
And that taps Aladdin, and it taps Lake Town.
Yeah, that was a good turn.
Yeah. I want to keep all those, so I'll just draw to 9. Give you the EOT.
All right, I'll discard 1 and draw. I'm done.
Oh, sorry, I was having a dream.
Okay. All right. So they untap. Gandalf is going to try to remove the Lure of Creation without tapping. So he needs greater than a 9. Got it.
Oh, unreal.
Got it. I had another cockcrows in my hand I was going to play if he didn't get it, so that was why I was playing that so chancy without tapping. All right. Both companies are going to move to the same site. You get to the sites instead of the regions.
So he's going to Rowan. Somewhere in Rowan.
Sure. All right. I think we're going to do the wizard first.
Okay.
So, let's see. We're organized.
From 7 Oasis. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep.
We're going to move.
So it's double.
We're going to do Gandalf first. And he's going to go from Harandor to Rohan. So his region movement, his region movement is going to be here, here, and these two. And you can draw based on the move 2, which is Edoras. So only 1, but a hazard limit of 2.
Okay. And I know you've got a cock crows.
Right. Well, you don't really know that, but I said it.
It's hard to put it out of my mind.
I could be bluffing. Now the company's going to move, and it's going to be a 4 hazard limit, and they're going to come from the dead marshes. Right. So it's going to be shadow, wilder, free, border, because he can't go straight across because of the river. Actually, I think I could go the other way. I could go shadow, shadow, wilderness, border. It doesn't matter. Either way. I'm moving through a wilderness and a shadow and a border either way. All right, back to Gandalf.
Yep, okay. So I'm going to say... no hazards.
All right.
I've got to discard 1 card. I've got to think ahead about what movement I'm doing.
All right. So the other company. Oh, I'll let you go ahead and do your discard.
Discard, yeah. I was just thinking. I'll discard that one.
All right.
So another draw of 1.
We'll go this way. And 1, and a hazard limit of 4 this time.
Alright, so I'll play a Lure of Nature on Dane.
Mm-hmm. See, actually, you can't play that on a dwarf.
Alright.
That was what I was telling you with Gimli. You know that Allure of Nature won't get played on him because he's a dwarf.
Yep. Okay, so I'll play Lure of the Senses on Dane.
Sure.
And I'll play a... Should be the best order to do it. I'll play Orc Raiders key to... Well, it's... key to Borderlands.
Yeah. Okay. So
that's 4 at 6.
4 at 6. I think we're going to fight it.
Okay.
So we face the attack. Everybody gets one. Bjorn is a 7, not tapping down to a 4. Okay. Peeth is going to tap. She'll tap the shield, so she's a 5. So she's automatic against a 6. He is a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, not tapping, down to a 6, so he's automatic. And he's a Bard is a 3, and he'll tap, so he's a 3 versus a 6.
Yep.
Okay.
That's 2.
Mm-hmm.
And now I hit you with a Corpse Candle. Now that I've got a couple of them tapped.
Yeah. All right. Dane is a 3, 4, 5 for the corruption check. I'll tap Bjorn. I'll tap Bjorn to give him a +1. So he's got a corruption check of 4.
Yep.
Okay, he was the only one that had to make a check, I think. Because nobody else has enough to corrupt. And now I have to face the attack.
Oh, yeah, because you tap... Oh, so what happens...
I tap Bjorn.
Oh, because you can choose your untapped characters, can't you? Yeah.
Yeah, I tap Bjorn to give him to give him a bonus on his corruption check.
Yep.
Before I face the strike. And then with Dane being the only one untapped, he faces it. I can choose him. He's a 9. Not tapping is down to a 6, which makes him automatic. He can't fail.
So you get the point.
Yeah, but you made me take a check at 4 that could have lost me a whole bunch of points.
Okay, so for my last hazard, I've got another Corpse Candle.
Uh-huh. I'll roll it. He's got a corruption check of 5. Got it. And then he kills this one automatically as well.
So that is it. I'll put this on guard. No, there's no advantage because you've done all your movement. Yep, so no hazards. Draw back to 9.
I'll discard 1. So we go to the sight phase. And Gandalf, unencumbered as he is, taps to automatically bring in another faction.
Right.
And that scores 3. So this is supposed to be the man deck that I lost with so badly the last time I played it against you. Dane is the only one that's not a man.
Yep.
But he does have the bonus against men, so I thought he was worth putting in there.
Yeah, okay. So you're going to give me my end of turn. I better work out what I'm doing. Now, this is interesting. So I have picked up Dane.
So you could
try and influence him
You
away.
could try and influence him away. Yes, you could. Because I'm using up 7, 14, 16. I've only got 4 free direct or general influence. Palando right now has 10 free. And if you reveal the card, it lowers the mind that you have to beat to 0. So you would basically have me at 6 on the roll.
But I'd have to move to.
You'd have to move him there, and he'd have to stay untapped, and he'd have to tap to make the influence attempt.
But he's staying this turn anyway to pick up a rescue prisoner, so it wouldn't be happening straight away. I'd have to hold on to him for a bit.
Well, now's really the only time you've got to get me, because on my next turn I'm going to organize and put characters under the wizard's control.
Yeah, you've got your factions in.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, so no, I don't think it's going to happen, so I'll discard him.
But it's always a possibility, and you always got to consider it, because it's a big... You playing Dane... I lose 2 points for Dane, I lose 4 points for the axe, and you gain 2 points for playing Dane. So that's an 8-point swing right there.
Yes, and another time it would have been the thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing that you're going to reorganise and that I've got things to do with the wizard, I'm not going to do it. All right, so I'm done.
All right.
There we go. Yep. Start turn. So now I can untap all. Finally, Gimli untaps.
Gimli feels refreshed.
He did some work there. Now, so Palando is going to play rescue prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
I've picked up my 3rd rescue prisoners.
Wow.
Which the other side I had in mind was Mount Graham. They're at Lake Town at the moment, so that's a fair one. Oh, no, they can't reach it. 1, 2, 3, it's 5. So they may be...
Yeah, they can go to Mount Graham. Is Mount Graham in Gundabad or in Angmar?
It's
Angmar, okay, you can't...
Yeah, it's Angmar.
You can't get there, I'm sorry.
So even if can they get there from Lorien? They can't even get there from... Oh, they can get there from Lorien, yeah. They can go up through the Ancient Vales.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, so maybe they'll just go back there as a precursor. Yep, so I'll get those out. And again, I won't be able to use Fair Travel and Shadowlands, but I will be able to the next turn. Yeah, so we're organised.
Wait, don't forget to remove the corruption on Palando.
Now, strictly speaking, I shouldn't do that because I forgot, and I'm trying to.
But I was waiting. I was gonna help you.
You're waiting to see if I remembered. Yeah. No, it'll help me to remember.
Are you sure?
Yep. I've got to learn.
Okay.
Yep. You can't rely on your opponent reminding you to do these things.
Okay.
So thanks for waiting. to see if I did it, because I really do want to get these. And that's the other thing, actually, while I think of it. I even had a note for myself here to remember about bring in 5 resources from sideboard before redeck.
Right. Well, you've got 9 cards in your deck, so you need to do it now.
But I can't tap land at the moment because I need him to tap to get rescue prisoners.
If you want to get the rescue prisoners, but this is the only chance that you're really going to have to tap him before you get down to less than 5 cards. You have to have 5 cards in your deck for him to sideboard.
So I've actually, I couldn't have done it last turn because he was bringing Golem in.
Right.
So I'm just going to lose that option. I'll just I'll wait for the redeck and grab some resources and some other things.
Uh-huh.
But at least I remembered, so that's a step forward.
Yeah, yeah, that's good.
Yep. Okay, so we're going to movement hazard phase. I've got 9, so there's no advantage in doing the wizard first.
All right.
So I'll move the elves back to Lorien, so that's going to be a starter movement.
Right. So we both draw from the lake towns, which is 2.
Okay. My +7 character prowess, fellas. Do you dare?
I put that on Gimli. I don't have any creatures to key, so you're there.
Okay, so
I gotta get rid of 1.
2. That's easy, so Gandalf can go. You don't seem to be attacking my Gates of Morning.
I like it.
Oh, what's it doing for you?
It's giving me the cock crows.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yeah. So I've still got to get rid of a card here. I need to decide what. Okay.
You're at hand size, all right. So now the wizard's staying put.
Okay.
More corruption going to go on him, I suppose.
No, I would have put that Lure of Expedience on him if I could play it on a wizard, but I couldn't, so that's why it went on Gimli.
Yep.
I have no hazards for him.
Okay. So sight phase. So Palando. I've got to enter again, don't I?
Yeah.
That's right.
So there's 3 at 6.
But I have got a cock crows.
So you could take it down to 2 at 6? You have a cock crows, or you have a because cock crows cancels a troll attack, or if Gates of Morning is in play, it discards an item.
Discards. Right. No. Okay.
Or not an item, a permanent event. You wanted a Dark Quarrels.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. I've got 2 cock crows, so I could get. No, I wait and try and do the rolls.
Or you could play them now just to get those cards off.
Well, the elves are going to be at the Haven anyway, aren't they? So I could wait and.
Yeah.
Yep. But I could play one of them to get rid of the Lure of the Senses.
Right.
I think. What does that trigger on if he is at the end of the untap phase? Right. Yes, I'm going to want to get rid of it.
If he's out of Haven.
All right, well, I'll play one of my cock crows to cancel.
So the Lure of Senses discards.
And so I can't cancel this, so it's, what did we say? It's
3 at 6.
3 at 6.
So I would put the extra 1 on Gollum. Gollum gets 1 and Palando gets 1, and I have 1 extra strike to assign.
Oh, okay.
Gollum can't cancel an auto attack because it's not keyed to anything. The auto attack is just part of the attack when you enter the site. But he takes a -1 and he faces a 6. So if you tap him, he's a 1 versus tapping. He's a 1 versus a 6.
I can't tap Palando, so he's
a
going
3
to
versus
be
a 6.
6. Yep.
All right.
Okay, so I play Rescue Prisoners.
So spiders 2 at 7.
Oh, I forgot again. I can't do it till I face the spiders. 2 at 7. So that becomes 1 at 8.
Well, Golem's going to face 1 and Palando will face 1.
Oh, okay. Yep. So Golem is 1 versus 7.
Right, so he needs a 6.
This is not guaranteed.
No, it's not.
So he wounds.
But he's got a
Oh,
body.
and that means
Yeah, he wounds.
I can't enter the site.
Oh yeah, you enter the site. You're entering the site. You're doing the whole thing. You're
okay.
doing the.
You don't have to defeat it.
I get a body check on Golem. I need to roll a 10. Not even close. Okay, Palando is now a 3 versus a 7, so he needs a 4. And then he can tap to play Rescue Prisoner. I mean, he can tap to take the control of the Rescue Prisoners.
So even though you don't defeat the attack, you just got to face it.
Just got to face it and have one
something.
Character untapped.
Okay.
Oh,
are you kidding me?
Oh.
So no, that's bad. And the worst could be yet to come.
Nah. But that's it. He's not able to rescue the prisoners.
But I wouldn't have played it yet, would I? So that goes back to my hand.
No. That was you played it and you faced the spider attack. That's part of playing the card before someone can tap. So it says on the card. It says, if no characters are untapped after the attack, discard Rescue Prisoners. Otherwise, you may tap one character in the company and put Rescue Prisoners under his control.
Yep, okay.
So it discards. Nobody died.
No, there's that. Okay, so we go into the end of turn phase. The elves aren't doing anything. And I'll just draw back. Give you the OT.
All right. I'll discard
all.
1. Draw 1. Whoops. Draw 1. And say done. All right. So Dane is going to try to remove the Lure of the Senses without tapping. He needs greater than a 9. Okay. So we'll use the cock crows to remove it.
Yep. Oh, sorry. That's me.
It's okay. I should have been thinking through where I wanted to go next. Okay. Go there. So Gandalf takes control of Bjorn. And I'm using... I've got 11 free now. And we are going to go ahead and move to Moria. So Rohan, Walden Foothills, Redhorn Gate. And yes, you can draw 3. I can draw 2. Hazard limit of 5.
nature, but not on a hobbit or a dwarf. I think I'll play it on Bjorn.
All right.
So I've got 4 more. Thinking what's the best order to play these. Alright, I'll play Treebane.
All right.
So everyone at 1 at 5.
Yeah.
1 round for each. Oh, so I get to see 5 cards. Not that I really need to, but.
I think I'm going to cancel it.
Oh, okay. You don't want me to see what's in your hand?
I just think I want to cancel it.
Okay.
So conceal it. Gandalf the Scout taps to conceal it.
Alright.
So that's
okay,
2.
I'll try Orc Raiders.
4
key
at
to
6.
The borderlands.
4 at 6. Yeah, we're going to have to face that. So my 4 untapped characters.
Okay.
So Bjorn is a 7. Not tapping is down to a 4. So the worst you can do is tie it, but I still want to roll to see if I can get the point.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Heath is a 4 versus 6, so same boat. Need to roll better than a 2.
He's got masses.
He's
5 and
6.
4 is 9 plus orcs.
Yeah, he doesn't need to roll. And he is a 3 tapping versus a 6. So we got it. Whoops. All right. More coming, I'm sure.
Yep. Still got 2 to come potentially. I'll try a Nika Breaker.
Nika Breakers, all right. The Nika Breakers, so they use their mind.
Wizards are affected. Yeah.
So they use their mind, and not tapping, it still take a -3 to it, but the worst it does is tap them. So
Okay.
Bjorn is a 7 mind, not tapping, down to a 4. So he's a 4 versus a 7. So I can't get the point here. He taps. Peeth is already tapped. The only one it can do anything to is Dane. He is a 7 down to a 4 versus a 7 to keep from tapping. He keeps from tapping.
Oh. So that discards.
Mm-hmm.
And my last one, would you believe another Nika Break is they're thick in this area?
All right. So I'll do Dane first. He's a 7, not tapping, he's down to a 4. Okay. Now, I can do the other ones to get the point, I think. They still use their mind, and they take a -1 for being tapped. So let's do Bjorn. Let's do Bard first. He's down to a 1 versus a 7. If I can't get him, I won't bother rolling with anybody else.
Yeah, do the hard one first.
He tied, so no, I can't get the point. So that's it.
Okay, so that's a discard. So that's no more hazards. And draw back to 9. Next move at hazard phase.
Mm-hmm. So we're done. We're going to go into the site. I mean, we're going to the site phase. We're not entering.
Okay.
Yeah, you got me. You got me
But you've got
tapped
enough
out.
tapped.
You got me tapped out. I don't want to put any more corruption on Dane.
Ah, okay, right.
Oh, and you've drawn through your deck.
Ah, right. Um, so I've
So
got to
you
do
can
my
sideboard. Yeah, you
careful,
can move 5 cards from your sideboard to your play deck if you
and
want,
then do the
and then take
discard. Yeah.
5 out of your discard to your move to sideboard.
I've got some choices now because I probably should be getting some more resources. I think, seeing as you're ahead already,
Uh-huh.
I can't afford to not get some more resources into my hand. There's other things I'd like to pull in, but
Oh, I needed to make corruption checks. Bjorn needed to make corruption checks for that lure of nature.
oh yes,
He had 2 checks at 3. I had a card I was gonna play this when I had to, so I'll play the friend of 3 for one of them to make it automatic,
yep.
and I'll just roll for the second one. I need to corruption check of 3. All right.
Yep.
Okay.
Thanks for that.
I knew there was something I forgot.
So that's 1, 2, 3. Just thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so you got 11 free unused GI. Yep. So it's not going to be much good to me. And that's not going to do much either. So I've got 3. Okay, I think I'll go this way. Alright, so now I've got to discard 5.
So you go to the discard and then click move to sideboard from the play deck.
Yep.
And then target each card one at a time out of the discard pile to move to sideboard.
What happened there?
Oh, you looked at sideboard. You want to look at your discard pile.
So
click on your discard pile. Now click play deck and click move to sideboard.
Oh, I think I must have pressed sideboard instead of move to sideboard. Yeah. Okay. Yep. All right. So yep, and I just got to do that same process.
Yep.
5
so
times.
click on the discard pile and then click on the play deck and click move to sideboard.
Yep. So Dane. Oh, actually, no, there's still that option. Oh, yeah, but you've got, yep. So I think I'll get rid of Dane. So 3 more.
The only thing Dane is good for in your hand at the end of the game is he lowers my marshalling point total by 1. Any unique cards that your opponent has in play, if you have them in your hand at the end of the game, you can reduce their points by 1.
Yep.
For each card.
But I have to hold it for
yeah,
a
exactly.
while, so.
You have to hold him for however long the game goes. So.
All right. So I've done the 5. So I do the redeck.
Redeck, yeah. You caught this a lot quicker than I did. I took forever to figure out how to swap cards.
Does it? Oh, so I should be at hand size
Yeah.
9, shouldn't I? I
Yeah,
haven't
so draw
actually
one
played
more.
anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. All right. So untap all. Yeah. What have I got here? Oh, would you believe I've got a fellowship?
These guys are untouchable.
Uh, wow.
And you got your ally with your wizard, so there's no worry about busting the fellowship to get your ally.
Mm.
They're pretty much untouchable at this point.
5 and 3. Yeah, they're all prowess 8, aren't they? Yeah. Um.
And +3 on their corruption
Oh
on their
yes.
checks.
All right. So for sight.
So remember, you still got a corruption on you.
You shouldn't have reminded me.
Ah, you're
You should
still
have
in the
checked to see if I'd
organization.
remember.
You're still in the organization phase, so I didn't want it to
Yeah.
pass.
um,
Yeah, the hazard cards sitting on your characters. You always need to pay attention to those.
now, Goblin Gate, I could go to Moria or um, Lorien.
He
Trying to
could move to
think.
he could move to Lorien, and you could choose to not join him up with the company that has the fellowship on it. You just keep them as separate companies at the Haven. You can do
Oh,
that.
they're going to move. They're going to go to
Okay,
Graham.
okay.
Yep. But I am going to move them to Lorien. Um, now this time I can use fair travels.
Mm-hmm.
And Gates is in play, yeah, so that'll be good. So do I have to say I have to say which the target company is when I play it?
Yeah, yeah. If it
Yes.
says target company or target character, you have to identify who that is.
Yep. So it's the Elves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's it. So I'm organised. There's no long events. Movement hazard. So the Wizards are what I'm worried about. There's sort of an argument here because I've got 7. I could move the other guys, which could help to get enhancers, but it gives you a chance to get extra cards to target them as well.
Exactly right.
So it's sort of 6,
right.
1.5 dozen the other. Yeah. But I think I will move the wizard first just to reduce your options.
All right.
Okay, so they're going to Lorien from Goblin Gate, so that's a region movement. Goblin Gate, yep.
So high pass. All right, and draw 2.
2 each. Oh, no, 1 for me. Sorry, yeah, 1 for me.
I've got a handful of characters now. I don't want a handful of characters. No hazards. You're there.
Wow. I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to 9. You're at hand size.
Mm-hmm.
The other company's going to Mount Graham.
Right.
Fair travels and Shadowlands will reduce the hazard limit to 2.
Mm-hmm.
They're going from Lorien's. Oh, can they get? Yes, they can
Yeah,
get
they
there
can get
from
there.
Lorien, can't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've got to go through the Angel and Vales.
And Gundabad. All right.
Oh, I'm glad it's only 2.
So a hazard limit of 2, but I get to draw 3.
get two.
Put that on Gimli. I think that's all I've got to play.
Okay.
I'm going to have to discard a couple cards here.
So I'm going to play Cock Crows to get rid of one of the...
Yeah.
Which one? Let me see. So Lure is if you're at a haven and it's greater than a 6. Expedience, gaining the item, but it's a 5.
Mm-hmm.
But I am going to be gaining an item there, so I think I'll get rid of the Lure Expedience.
All right.
Guard the Cock Crows. And I've still got to get back to hand size. You're at hand size.
Mm-hmm.
So we go side phase. Nothing happening with Palando. Discard Lorien. So we want to enter the site.
Right.
So I mouse over it.
I think you're automatic. I don't think anybody can fail that. I think you've got 3 at 6. Everybody's got +3. You're automatic.
8-5, yep.
You've got 3 can face it untapped without tapping. I mean, automatic without tapping.
All right, so I've got a Glamdring, which is actually not going to be that useful. I suddenly thought.
No. That adds it goes. You add the prowess from weapons first to their maximum, and then you can add the prowess from fellowship and other things.
Oh wow! So that'll be 11. One of them will be at 11.
Yes.
Well, I won't be putting it on Gimli, seeing as he's got corruption on him, or Elro here. So Eladan. So probably Eladan because Legolas has already got a corruption point on him.
Right.
So Glamdring on Eladan and tap him.
Nice.
Even though he's one of my rangers. Tap the site. And I've got the rescue prisoners.
All right. So again, that's going to be almost automatic. You can play it and then just tap a character to take it because your guys are tough enough to fight off the spiders.
2 at 7. Yeah, so I can.
You've got 2 automatic easily without tapping.
Yep. So I just tap him, and who's it gonna be? So I want to keep my other ranger in case I have to tap for some reason, a tap a ranger. So maybe I'll put it on Legolas.
Yep, that's smart.
And so he taps. Oh, so 2 points for the sword.
Right.
And nothing at the moment for the rescue. So that's all that done. I can discard Fair Travels. And I go into end of turn. Do I want to discard something? Yep. I hadn't clicked into the OT discard. Oh, so I'll have to do that thing for a moment. I'll just reduce it to 6.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to click into it. Back to 9, so I draw to 9.
I'll discard 1 and draw 1. Done.
So it's 12 o'clock.
All right.
I've got to go. Pick up Alison.
Good stopping point. Nice game.
Yeah.
Good competitive level here. We got some action going. Lots of killing. Lots of creatures dying.
It was a good game. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I was very happy to get those rescues working and a bit less dependent on your help.
So
but I still
you want to save it and pick back up, or do you want to just move on to something else? It's up to you. We
I haven't got another deck ready,
Well,
but we have
we'll
sort
go
of.
to the end of the week, right?
Oh yes, yes, yes. I could get another one ready. Um,
Either way, it's fine. I mean, like I don't mind. I'm having fun with this, and it's a
what else
challenge.
have you got a bit more to do?
I got a couple things.
Yeah, I've got a few. It might be that we finish early and start. Maybe we try and have another deck ready in case we finish early.
Okay, I'll do
If
that.
it, but if it takes most of the session, we won't bother. But if we find we've finished an hour, we might decide to start another
Sounds
one.
good. Sounds good.
Yep. All right. Yeah, definitely pick up to start
All
because
right.
it'd be good
Yeah,
to sort of do the free council, seeing as it's competitive.
that triple fellowship is just too much.
Yeah, it's hard to get them.
It's once you get
I
them
sort of
up,
feel a bit.
huh?
Yeah.
Once you get them up,
What were you going to say?
it's impossible to. There's
Mm,
you know what I need is a call of home, and that's not even going to work
yeah.
because you've got
Like an
8
8.
free.
Yeah.
You got a nice
I
combo
sort,
there.
I sort of feel a bit funny about using that card. It falls in that category of, to my mind, it's a card I think everyone uses because it's so useful, and so it's almost a bit boring. Or
I
I mean,
don't think so. I think
if you're
that
playing a
it's
competition or something, but if you're not, you sort of think, oh well, there's an argument for not using those really common good cards and just sticking.
I don't
Um,
know. I think you've got the perfect setup for it. You've got exactly what you need to make fellowship work. You've got lots of direct influence. I mean, lots of general influence left over. You've got a buff company of 4 characters. They're all plus
sounds
3,
good.
and your ally came in with your wizard, so you don't need to add or
Mm,
subtract characters from your main company. They just need to run around kicking butt the way they're doing, and rescuing prisoners and finding items.
that
And
was why I played them because I had this rescue prisoners theme, and I
yeah,
thought they needed that extra help
that's great.
trying to
It's
keep
working
two
well.
characters untapped. Yeah, I
Working
don't think
really
I
well.
would do it every week, sort of thing. I think I'd just
Uh-huh.
occasionally when I thought there was a real argument for them.
Well,
Yeah.
good.
All right.
All right. Well, have a good week, and
Okay.
I'll see you at the end.
Yep. Okay. Great.
All
Thanks,
right.
Spencer.
All right. Goodbye.
See you.